Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Shimakaze, and I've started this at the beginning but with increased speed because I'm just getting in position right now. But to point out, I spawned here on the very right side of the map. But the reason I decided to not stay at this flank is honestly quite simple. We have only 2 destroyers, right? And even worse, the Goatland isn't actually going into A. Now this is obviously a tier 10 battle, but there are a few tier 8s around, and the enemy team only has 1 radar. Now this 1 radar has been spotted in the center, which makes it even worse that our other destroyer here on the left side isn't going into A, which means the enemy is going to get a free point. For no reason, because, you know, he could just sit in there and block. Now, I've gone to B here to cap this. It's like the B cap could be taken by a non-destroyer because of this massive island sorter. But you see, the thing is, right, with the Brindisi pushing here, if the enemy pushes too hard on a flank, then this island becomes no longer cover, and then concealment is more important. Now, my concealment, you know, could easily be countered by the Petros radar, and the Brindisi could farm me, but that would require a lot of coordination from the enemy, and this is World of Warships after all. I'm also hoping that our team can farm this Brindisi, but I'm keeping an eye on it, and I mean, I might be forced to run. At least Petro radar isn't that long, and the Brindisi shouldn't get too many salvos there. And I got a torpedo, so that's nice. Now, the problem that we have is, of course, we don't have anyone spotting here the right flank. Ideally, you want like 3 destroyers on this map, 1 for A, 1 for B, and 1 for like this, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 line. But alas, that's not what the matchmaker provided us with, so we have to use what we have. Now, nobody else came here in the center except me and my division mate, but we have secured the only cap we have for now. And now I'm trying to smoke him up here because, well, there are a few enemies in the direction. And is the Brindisi actually going to survive? Oh, come on. Brindisi sink. Now, my smoke screen wasn't ideally placed because he's outside of the smoke. But he can easily reverse into it. And that's the Brindisi gone. Now, the enemy is pushing here through the 9-10 line. We have some defensive forces there, but it's very likely that the destroyer that we haven't seen so far is over there. Now, meanwhile, our own destroyer is now blocking the A. Well, maybe not, but it would be nice if you would keep blocking the A cap. We actually have a lot of ships there on the left side, but they are mostly uninterested. And yeah, we are getting pinged here by our force over there. I'm already on my way, because since we control the center, there is no point, like I wanna go A in a sense and do this destroyer's job, because our destroyer is refusing to fight properly for this cap, but we can't afford to have both destroyers on one side, I think. So yeah, I'm now heading on my way over to D, but so far this worked nicely, right? We got B. And this means we've equalized there on caps, and now I can come back and hopefully be in time to defend D. I'm getting raided by a Petro, but you know, I'm only 200 meters inside radar range, so I should be fine there. There's also a thunderstorm around here, which makes spotting a little bit more difficult. And yeah, our ships there are getting harassed by the enemy destroyer, no surprise there. I'm sorry for them, but there is nothing I could have just never taken a B cap, which would put us in a horrible position, honestly, so. Our biggest issue, mostly besides the fact that we just only have 2 destroyers, is like the team on the left side, right? We don't even have the A cap, although we might be getting it finally, but this huge blob of ships that's just sitting there at the zone wall and not doing much is really not healthy for us. Also, with me abandoning B, I wonder how long it will take for example, the Petro to just sail in there and take it. And, well, hello, torpedoes. Well, at least that was an easy dodge. So there are 2 Bismarcks and a Targo, and what's the destroyer actually? A Yugo coming this way, right? Now the Targo is getting relatively close. The problem, of course, is, right, all of those 3 ships have hydro, so torpedoing them will be a bit difficult. Also, mind you, I'm currently inside the thunderstorm, right? So my concealment is reduced, but I'm basically sailing out of it. I'm on the edge, and then I'll get detected, because as soon as I leave the thunderstorm, I'm exactly too close to that attack. And those torpedoes aren't helping either. Oh my, no. Oh, it's fine. So they knocked out my engine there, slowing me down, but I could still dodge. And I'm in concealment again, so it's maybe just a slight. But once again, we have the problem that everything pushing this way has hydro. I can't get any closer to find the destroyer because they, enemies keep pushing there. I can only try to slow them down. Now we have 2 of our caps contested. We can't see who is inside B. It's my division mate is radaring. So it looks like the enemy destroyer that they have finally pushed away from A is now taking B, and so is the Petrol. But they've taken B, and I don't think we can hold on to this camp. Simply because there is the Yugumo around, and, I can't get closer to spot it because the enemy is pushing there. So, well, that's not ideal, and my torpedoes against the 3 hydro ships are proving rather ineffective so far. Who knew? Now we still have the Kansas and the Brindisi trying to, hold on here. And I'm turning around again because no reason to not get a little bit closer and try to torpedo some more. Hello, Torps. The Petro is still an issue inside B because I might even be close enough to get raided. Well, actually, I know I'm close enough to be raided because that's way within 12 kilometers. And there is the radar. So that's a shame. And once again, I have to stay out. Oh, they got the Atago. That's nice. So Brindisi and Kansas are still holding on for now. But once again, right, we have just so many ships there on the left side. I'm going for some blind torps into the smoke. I'm not sure how effective they're gonna be, but at least the Yugumo doesn't have hydro, right? Yeah, there's nothing I can do to stop them from camping. And that's gonna hurt points wise. We are 1 ship ahead right now, so we aren't doing too badly. We just need the force on the left to move. Now we've lost D, but if we can, capture the center in a timely manner. Now on the bright side, those torpedoes could hit both Bismarcks. But then once again, as I said a lot of times recently, there is double hydro there. And if they miss the first Bismarck, they're going to be spotted for the second one. Simply proxy spotted, probably. Anyway, in a stroke of luck, the enemy Petro is pushing in. I'm not sure why you would do that. But I mean, that's good, because that's the only radar, right? This whole area opens up so much for me if that Petro is gone. Now, right now, the Petro radar might be ready again anyway, but, this Petro is just completely wrecked. Isn't that lovely? And I actually got the torp hit into the Bismarck there in the end. I suspect if Bismarck in the front went too far, of course, so he didn't spot the torps and the hydros were down. So, well, that's good. Now I'm gonna come into B there. I do have a smoke ready. I could provide a smoke screen for my division mate, possibly. And maybe I can help with the shimmer, right? Because this shimmer seems to be pretty low. If they don't sink it right now, I can possibly just come in and finish it off. There isn't much support for the shimmer right now, but my torp's almost reloaded, so I'm gonna slow down here and try to get torp off, probably. Not sure what the Vento is doing. The Bismarck seems to be turning here. Maybe we can catch that Bismarck. That would be lovely. Now my other launchers are still reloading. They're almost ready though, so if I slow down here a little bit, I could get some torps off before I go after the enemy shimmer. I mean, Some of those torps will go into the island. I suspect no more than 3 torps will pass here. I'm not sure the Vento seems already be slowing down. Hard to say what it's going to do. The game is not looking so great anymore though. Well, those torps did look rather nice, I guess. So yeah, we are 100 points behind and we only have 1 camp zone. And well, we are still equal on ships, I guess. So I'm going to speed up, I'm gonna come around, there is the shimmer, shells are out, and they missed. Now I do have my division mate here, so I'm asking him for radar, and he is going to provide. So I'll get another chance, and this time I won't miss, right? Yeah, there we go. Now we can grab the beacon. Now our blob of ships is now blobbing at a different location, but they can't help themselves from blobbing, I guess. Except for North Carolina, who is somehow got lost along the way. Now I will provide a smoke screen here for my Des Moines. Unfortunately, Des Moines has a very bad smoke fire penalty, and this Kansas is getting closer. Although, I mean, it's a Kansas, it's not getting close that fast. And here I have to be careful, right? I'm keeping an eye on the Vento, the Bismarck, the Kansas. Like, if I keep running this way, am I going to be spotted by the Bismarck or the Vento? That's a real concern because I've just used my smoke. Also, I can't see the Kansas anymore. I soon will through this gap. So I can provide some spotting for my Des Moines. Now it looks like I'm gonna get a hit there in the Kansas. I have some more torps going. And I have the last launcher almost reloaded. So let's see how he's going to turn right now. If he keeps going this way, yeah, he's going to push in. That's fine. I still have 1 launcher ready, so I can correct for his updated movement. And now, yeah, I mean, it's a Kansas. It's not fast enough to detect me here. Still, you see how close I am to this Vento, right? If he comes around, I have to be careful that I'm not getting suddenly deleted here. Oh, right, and there is a Brindisi. Now, our blob, it looks like is playing with the Hugo mode. There goes the Kansas, so that's good news. And my division mate is still relatively healthy and alive. That's also good news. Now, they do have the Goatland here to help with the Yugumo. I'm mostly just concerned now with trying to torp the battleships that are all pretty close, which is an ideal situation for a shimmer. Maybe a little too many islands to get the most out of this, but, you know. We are ahead now, but, you know, the enemy team isn't that far behind on points. With a few ships destroyed, this can get very dicey, because keep in mind that we don't have necessarily all the healthiest ships over there. There is 5 minutes remaining, but it's entirely possible that someone will reach 1,000 points before time is over, right? If a side just loses like 3 ships, this could very quickly, I guess. And we both teams have the same points income. So torps on the Bismarck could still hit. I'm going to reverse here and probably try to torp the Vento. The Brindisi, I don't think I have a chance of catching. But you see, my friend in the... Oh yeah, down goes the Bismarck, that's good. Now the Vento is pushing my friend in the Des Moines. Now here's the bright side, right? The Italians don't have a caliber to overmatch a Des Moines nose. Of course, if they go SEP, maybe they can get pens because of the improved pen angles, depending on how angled you are. But honestly, it's one of the pushes that a Des Moines can actually possibly survive. And he only has to survive until my torps arrive. And torps are looking good. There we go. And there we go. Oof. Now it's 5 against 3, but despite that, as you can see, our lead isn't that big. They have the Brindisi, the Hindenburg, and the Yugumo remaining, but we can now push into D. Now my team has this handled. I don't actually need to sail into D myself, because, you know, I trust our destroyer to cap this. Now, at this point, our destroyer hasn't played that well so far, but I firmly believe that he won't abandon this cap. I hope. So yeah, it's 3 minutes remaining. Like, if they sink one ship, right, they could... Well, now that we're getting D, actually, we have more points income than they do. Otherwise, they could just flip this sort of with sinking one ship. But sinking one ship is no longer going to be enough with us controlling 3 cap zones. So that needs to sink at least 2. Not sure if that's gonna be enough. I don't think the enemy is in a position to, like, flip. Well, I don't know where the Yugumo is. Well, I guess I do know. I'm tracking the Yugumo right now. So the Yugumo is somewhere in front of me. I mean, if that Yugumo came this... Well, it would have to need to sink 3 ships in order to get shot at D. Let's just say our victory is looking more and more likely. But considering the closeness of the points, I feel like it's not a done deal just yet. Yeah, we just lost the Monarch. You see, they didn't quite overtake us on points, but it's getting closer. And that Brindisi is on low health, but, you know... Our Des Moines is not that healthy enough. Oh, wait. While I was looking around, it looks like I found a Yugumo. And, oh, I like the way you're turning, Yugumo. just keep going that way. Just eat the fish. And there we go. Now, I'm using the special captain, so I'm getting a heal. I don't actually need a heal. One of the rare situations where I've unleashed the Kraken, and I didn't even take that much damage so far this game. So, there we go. Now I went behind this island in case there are any Yugumo drops coming. I should be perfectly safe here. And with this, it's basically over, I guess, right? There is 1.5 minutes of game remaining. Let's just speed up the remainder. And this was a hard game, but we managed to prevail. Here we are with the results, and that went pretty well in the end. Was a close game, and fun fact, I've been reported twice and complimented once. This was one of the very rare occasions where afterwards in port the game actually told me that, so there is that. I'm not sure who reported me. Possibly the battleship division we had that spawned on our side, because I'm pretty sure I would have preferred if I stayed and spotted. But that might have cost us the game, because ignoring the B cap, I don't think would have worked so well for us. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.